Hello, everyone. Welcome along to the commentary hub here for some alternative Premier League action today, and it's the derby between Brighton and Hove Albion and Crystal Palace. I'm your alternative commentator, Mike Harniman, of course. Got this one going across all of the channels: the commentary hub 2, JB Sports, JLAP Football, Storm FM, and also going out across the commentary hub's Twitch channel, also across Russell's Twitch channel, and also my Twitch channel on this one as well. And it's not just me for this one. We've got Nottingham's finest in Luke Turton alongside me as well. So good evening, Luke. How are you?
Evening, Mike. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Looking forward to this one.
It should be an absolute crack. Shouldn't it? You know, the original meeting between the two sides ended 1-1 earlier on in the season. A late goal there to level it up as well. And, you know, if you look at these two sides and on paper as well, you know, there's not an awful lot really between these two sides. You know, a couple of places different in the Premier League tables and the standings. But, you know, there's quality on both of these the starting lineups as well, which we'll go through in a minute. But, you know, as I was just saying, Luke, as well, it's, you know, set for a match of watering tie. And, of course, only a month from now is Valentine's Day. And, of course, Brighton Palace, there's going to be no love lost, is there?
Yeah, I mean, the squads have got key players in there, like Morpay for Brighton, Edward signed recently for Palace. I mean, you know, a derby game's always kind of won by itself because, you know, random things can happen, but, you know, they've got quality within their squads, so should be quite an interesting game.
And we're going to run you through the two lineups, and I'll get your thoughts on how the two sides line up as well, Luke, in a minute. As for Palace, it's Butland in goal, then Ward, Anderson, Guayi, and Mitchell make up the back four. Gallagher, Hughes, and Schlupp make up the midfield three, with Elise, Edward, and Eberici Eze up top. As for the hosts in Brighton, Sanchez is between the sticks with Veltman, Webster, Byrne, and Cucurella at the back line. Moda, Gross, Lallana, and McAllister. McAllister make up the midfield with Morpay and Trossard up top for Brighton. 4-4-2 for the host there, and 4-3-3 for the visitors. Milivojevic, Guaita, Mateta, Klein, Benteke, Kelly, Ferguson, Reid Burrell, and Saki on the bench for Palace. And as for Brighton, it's Lamptey, Sharpen, Amzati, Welbeck, Marsh, Caicedo, Roberts, Leonard, and Ferguson. So, you know, what do you make of those two sides, Luke, first of all? And where's this game going to got the potential to be won from both these sides? Oh, I think we lost you there, Luke. Are you there?
Yeah, Mike, on my end, it's sounding really kind of blocky when you talk.
Okay, is it? I don't know why. I'm not too sure why.
So I left and then tried to come back, and it's still doing it.
Okay, hopefully it sounds right going out live and everything like that. But yeah, so what I was saying was, you know, that game, this game, sorry, I've just gone through the lineups. You know, where do you reckon it could be won for Brighton and for Palace, respectively?
I think for Brighton, it'll be whether their midfield can handle the dropouts of Basuma and Mbappe. But for Palace, I think up front they've got quite a useful front line. So I think if they can get in behind Brighton's defence, then again that would be where Palace could get it.
Incidentally, there's 7 changes to the Brighton side from last week's victory over West Brom in the FA Cup. Danny Welbeck drops to the bench alongside Solly March and Stephen Alzate. Shane Duffy is not included in the squad. And as for Palace, there's only 1 change for them from the victory over Millwall, with Mateta dropping to the bench with Austin Edward coming in. So just the 1 change there for the Eagles, and just a little bit more, as I was saying, for the hosts. And it's going to be an interesting game. This one, of course, as I mentioned, the two sides know each other very well. They have met, I think it was 18 times in the past. And I think it's pretty much, in favour of Crystal Palace, but only ever so slightly. Palace have won 7. There's been 5 Brighton wins and 6 draws, so not really an awful lot in it in terms of the meeting, is there? Palace just edging it, but only just by the 2 wins.
Yeah, I mean, that probably is the nature of how feisty these games are, that there isn't a lot in it. And again, Colin Gallagher could be another player that could edge it again for Palace. I mean, I think there is so many amongst both sides, and that's probably why they are so close together when you read the stats, because they are more or less the same standard of team.
Absolutely. When you look at the league table as well, Brighton are 9th at the moment, and of course a win would take them above Wolves into 8th position. And Palace, if they win, would take them up to 12th position. It would take them from 12th position to 10th. And they'd only be 1 point behind Brighton and jump above Southampton and Leicester. So if Palace do win this one, it could give them some momentum going forward for the rest of the season. Not just getting one over your rivals, but only being the 1 point behind them and literally breathing down the net.
I only caught about half of that.
I don't know if you guys can hear me all right. Let's have a look there. 2 seconds. It's you, and it's actually Mike, by the way, but I know what you mean regarding JB's video. It might be, I don't know if we've got some more in there, Luke, but roughly. Oh, are we good now?
Yes, it's stopped now. It's better now.
Are we good now? It might have just taken a little bit of warming up. Okay, fine. Obviously, I was just saying there that Brighton are 9th in the table and would jump up to 8th ahead of Wolves if they win this game. And Crystal Palace, 12th at the minute, a win would take them into 10th. And they'd be 1 point behind Brighton and jump above Southampton and Leicester. So, lots to play for on both sides' part. And also, as I just said a minute ago, when it was breaking up a little bit, that if Crystal Palace are to get the 3 points here to get the win, then really breathing down the neck of their rivals as well, just being the 1 point behind. Did you catch that, Luke? That time?
No, and I'm backing up what Russ just said in the private chat about it. It's still breaking up.
Oh, okay. I'm not too sure why that might be then. I'll just see.
We will rejoin Mike as soon as possible. Russ Vernon is just stepping in as Brighton and Crystal Palace have just got underway here this evening. We'll bring Mike back in once he has been able to resolve his issues. Hopefully everyone is doing okay today, as we have, of course, Luke is going to be alongside Mike, and we'll be bringing him Mike back in a second. But Luke, looking ahead to this game, how you see this game going, and which side do you think is going to come out on top in the end, Luke?
Oh, that is a hard one. I mean, I think Palace may just do it purely for the fact that they've got Eze and Elise in there, and I think together they're going to cause a hell of a lot of problems for the Brighton defence. But again, they've more paying Trossard for Brighton, so I don't know. It's really difficult to see how this one's going to go. So we'll have to see how it goes.
And we will, as Palace come forward on this right hand side. Lovely bit of play from Crystal Palace, but the force backwards and the back inside the centre circle. And with that in mind, let's hand over back to your commentary team of Mike Harniman alongside Luke Turton. Mike, it's all yours.
Right, so we're going to try this again. Is that any better now? Are we clear now?
There we go.
Perfect, good stuff. So what I was saying before, thank you for stepping in just for a moment there, Russ, as well, just while I was resolving the issues there. Technology does, have those remnants at times, doesn't it, Luke, as well? But at least we managed to get through that. I was just saying that obviously, if Crystal Palace is to win this game, they only go up a couple of places, but they'll be breathing down the neck of their rivals as well. They'll only be 1 point behind Brighton, so it's a great opportunity for them. And of course, if Brighton win, they jump above Wolves to 8th as well.
Yeah, it's a brilliant opportunity for Palace to close the gap, and I think they'll do everything in their power to close in on Brighton. But at the same time, Brighton are going to do everything to try and stop that.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, we are underway. As Russ mentioned, it's a throw-in right now for Crystal Palace, which has just been taken by, I think that was that Mitchell to Eze, and now Pascal Gross there just plays it forward to touched by Trossard, and also put forward there, and then Jeffrey Schlupp wins his header, and now Gross tries to find is that Alexis McAllister, but now it's with Brighton in a minute in midfield with Veltman over at on the right hand side. He's gone back to the number 4 Webster, looking to find no more play in there, and good defending there from I think that was the Palace defender Guay, and now it's all the way back to keeper Sanchez at the minute. But early stages of this game, and it's good tempo about it as well, isn't it, Luke?
Yeah, the tempo is brilliant so far. I mean, once there's anything different from these two, because they do play this kind of way, they like to be very expansive, and especially Palace has changed from Hodgson to the era. It's definitely a bit more kind of exciting to watch now.
Yeah, and of course Crystal Palace, we covered their game against West Ham, myself and Paul last weekend, in a game that obviously they went 3-0 down in, and then of course had a bit of a fight on them on their hands after that, but they did manage to get a couple of goals back, and only narrowly lose 3-2 in the end. So a chance here for Brighton now. It's going to be played through to is that Morpie there, good defending from Palace there, and now it's with Conor Gallagher. To Kenny. Sorry, Ward, sorry, I should say. Looking to find Eze, and good play from Adam Lallana there. And Brighton almost were in them for a minute there, Luke, but they it was good play from Brighton trying to find. I think they're trying to pick out Moder over there, wasn't it? And I had the needle stuff, but nearly perfect form Moder there. It was almost a perfect ball to him.
Yeah, I mean the ball just was a bit. There's not enough on it, but yeah, it was a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it's with Brighton at the minute at the back, just playing it around between Webster and Byrne, and back with Webster again now. Adam Webster looks up, trying to find his front man there. It's good defending in the end from Palace, and now out to Eze, but only given away as far as Veltman, and the referee Robert Jones there has decided it's a free kick in favour of the Seagulls. And who's going to take this? It's Pascal Gross, the man that's going to take this one now, and he plays it short and gets it back as well. And then on it goes to Veltman once more against Eze, and good defending from the Palace man, and it's all the way back to number 3 Mitchell, who slips there as well to make that as well. So McAllister plays it into Trossard. Trossard tries to get a shot away, good deflection there, and all the way back now with Brighton and Byrne and Webster. But Brighton are really on the front foot in the early stages of this game, aren't they? They're the side that are really looking to take this game to their opponent, and so far, I think Graham Potter in the opening 5 minutes will be very pleased with the intensity from his side.
Yeah, and I think the fact they've taken the game to Palace has more or less stopped their players having an influence on the game going forward, because they're having to defend so much, and it's kind of like what we do against teams where we come out fast, and then they just need to capitalise on it now.
Absolutely, and of course, for those of you that know, Luke's a Nottingham Forest fan. I am Arsenal for my sins as well, and luckily me and Luke got a real good after last week, but it would have been a funny one if we were supposed to be doing this together on the back of that that game last weekend where Nottingham Forest obviously beat Arsenal in the FA Cup. Here's Veltman now for Brighton. To be fair, I will give Forest their due for that as well. They were very, very good that day, and deserved the victory. You can't argue that. Here's Trossard now. And he finds Pascal Gross, and it's gone behind off of Jeffrey Schlupp there for a corner, and an opportunity for the likes of Webster and Byrne to get out from the back here as well, Luke, isn't it? It's Cucurella to take this corner. A Spanish left back. And of course, they've got Mopai in there, as well as the defenders that have just come up. Cucurella now plays it short and then gets it back and gets across in and with the defending, but only as far as Lallana there, whose shot was blocked, and now all the way back. It's going to go to Sanchez there. But an opportunity there for Brighton from that corner, Luke, and Palace defended it pretty well, actually, really.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to stop him getting the ball into the box fairly easily, and then they were alive to the second ball, which you can't say is the same for some teams from
That's
corners, right. But they were alive to that one.
It's just a chance here now for Brighton, but it's clear in the end by Mitchell. And in terms of the Palace back line, it looks like, if you look at the setup for Palace, I've got it down as a 4-3-3, but it looks like they've got obviously a bank of four, and then it actually looks like they might have sort of one player. I think it might be Hughes sort of sitting and holding, and then allowing the likes of Gallagher to sort of get a bit more of a free role. So I think Hughes is actually more of a sort of deep lying sort of defensive midfielder for this game, which isn't a bad thing to have.
I mean, that's where Will Hughes is probably better. I mean, when he was at Watford, he was playing more advanced, but when he started out at Derby, he was renowned for playing that kind of deeper role and making tackles and then spraying the ball further forward.
And now he's in possession now as well. He does lose out though, and it's all the way back to, is that Guay? I believe so. Yes, it is. And now into Will Hughes once more, and he plays it out looking for Ward, and he's got Lise on the overlap there as well. Just got a free kick here now to Crystal Palace there. Gallagher foul. And let's have a look here at this one for a minute as well. Through the back of him, actually, the Brighton man. Referee there got that one right for me. As I mentioned, referee Rob Jones, and he's assisted today by Adam Nunn and James Manrin. And also Peter Banks is on fourth official with Stuart Atwell and Ian Hussein, the two VAR officials for this game. As you just see, Patrick Vieira and Sean Derry there alongside the rest of the coaching staff from Crystal Palace. And Patrick Vieira, of course, masterminded this Crystal Palace side to a very good victory over Manchester City back in October. But after that, they've been on a very, very poor run, haven't they, Luke, as well? They've not really been able to get to those sort of heights that they set themselves after that victory at the Etihad.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's a chance here just to the end. Yeah.
You could say that about a few Premier League teams, though, where they've had one freak decent result and then not.
The chance here for Brighton is
afterwards.
Going to be Trossard. Trossard shoots. Oh, what a save that was! Jack Butland there made an exceptional save there to deny Leandro Trossard from making that 1-0 to Brighton. It looked like he was, for all the world, going to put that one past the former Stoke man there, who stood up well. And, that was a brilliant save from Jack Butland there. Rolling back the years, to be fair, Jack Butland with that save.
Although it does beg the question as to where half of the Palace defence was then.
Yeah, that's a good shout. And even here now, there's another long ball that's right to Trossard again. And this time it's seen out with a bit better defending from Palace that time, and it goes behind for a Brighton throw off of Jeffrey Schlupp. So they were better defending that time eventually. But just looking here, is a long ball originally, and poor defending from Crystal Palace. Knocks it straight on to Cucurella. Was that Cucurella? I think it was. And then the original effort there was very well saved from Jack Butland from Trossard. He stood up well there, did Jack Butland though. It's now with Will Hughes here, and now that's Mondo, is that? No, it was actually Lallana, sorry. And now it's going to be a run here for Odsonne Edouard. Going to get it back as well from Jeffrey Schlupp. Odsonne Edouard gets the cross in, and it goes straight through to Sanchez. course, Odson Edouard, one of the goal scorers in that 3-2 defeat against West Ham. Also, Elise was on the score sheet that day as well. But Odson Edouard, of course, was fantastic for Celtic, and a really good sign for Crystal Palace as well, isn't he, Odson Edouard? If he can really, pull up trees in terms of getting himself a couple of goals. He's done it already this season, really, in terms of his form for Crystal Palace. But if he can get to the region he was with Celtic, then he's going to be a fantastic player for Patrick Vieira's side, isn't he?
I think it's what Palace need when they've got somebody like an Elise and an Eze on the wings, somebody that can actually be physical, hold the ball up and bring them into play.
Just having a look here at that original chance for Trossard again. It was actually the number 2 Ward that messed up there and headed it straight to Cucurella, the left back. And then Trossard, not able to direct his effort past Jack Butland. But, as you said, just 5-6 minutes prior to that, Brighton really started this game brightly. And Palace, the last minute or two, or a couple of minutes, have started to grow into it a little bit more. But, still think Brighton the side that are looking for, looking the most dangerous going forward at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, Palace are a bit susceptible to balls over the top, I think.
There's just a chance here for Crystal Palace. That's good defending from Pascal Gross, and it's now with Jeffrey Schlupp here. What can he do? He's going to try and whip one in, and it's put behind there for a corner ball. Is that going to be a throw? Let's have a look here. Might even be a throw, in fact, and it was put behind by, is that Moda that put it behind that time? It is only a throw as well. Could be taken by, who's that for? Is that Mitchell? Tyrick Mitchell, I think. He's going to throw this one now. At some point anyway, there you go, he throws it now to, Elise, was that there? Or was it Eze? And the offside flag was up, so that was a wasted throw there from Tyrick Mitchell. He's seen him, man, and just thrown it directly to him, and then the official there puts the flag up straight away. That's pretty wasteful from Palace. That wasn't with that throw on. Here's the centre back now, which is Burn to Webster. Back to Dan Burn again. Now back to Cucurella. Cucurella into Dan Burn again. Now it's with Webster once more. 15 minutes played almost. Still Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 0. Is that with Trossard who wins the throw in there off of Ward. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub, JB Sports, JDAF Football, Storm FM, Commentary Hub 2, and also on Twitter, in fact, on 3 Twitch channels as well. Mine, Russ's, and the Commentary Hub's official channel, with myself and Luke as well. And of course, we are sponsored by Melon this season as well, the fantastic Melon streaming app. And if you do want to check them out, it's melon app.com, I believe, if you want to find out what all the fuss with Melon is about. Here's a chance for Brighton now, and it's Moda. In fact, it wasn't actually. It was Alana that time and well defended. Now it's Veltman once more. All the way back to Webster. Across to Dan Burn. And back to Adam Webster again. Now on to Joel Veltman once more. Brighton just playing a little bit of keep ball at the moment in terms of just keeping possession, and there's a good long ball there looking to find Pascal Gross as well. Good touch from him, but the officials have either judged it as offside or handball, not quite sure. But either way, another chance for Brighton to get the ball moving forward there, wasn't it, Luke? And Crystal Palace, just about able to deal with it in the end. I think it has actually been given for an offside rather than potential handball.
That's disappointing because they could have switched the play out the other side, and Cucurella was in tons of space on the left-hand side. Instead, they've opted to play it to a player that's in an offside position.
It's a very strange one, isn't it? When teams do that, whether they're expecting the player to be fast enough or good enough to be able to get themselves back on side again. But you know, it's sometimes,
Obviously,
as you
it's
say,
easier for us.
sometimes
Obviously,
as
it's
you
easier for us to.
say, they've got better options on. They just don't realise they've got that option. Here's Conor Gallagher, by the way. Now
It's,
Jeffrey Schlupp, and now Tyreek Mitchell going to get a cross in and Cooker out of there. Is just going to bring that one out of defence, nice and easy, and he's going to look to try and get this one moving forward. It's a good ball as well. If you're going to find Pascal Gross, that was a brilliant ball. He does find it as well, and now it's with that's who was that there? That was the number 15, which is Moda. Now it's with the left back Cucurella again, who knocks it back to Burn there, and now Milano, and then Burn again, and now Adam Webster. He'll play it over to the right hand side to Joel Veltman. He'll play it into the middle where Alexis McAllister was the Argentine. And Brighton just in possession again right now, looking to find McAllister again. Gets it back. Good defending there from Will Hughes, and Palace see it clear. Here's Elise now. And now that's Eze is that. Or was it vice versa? It might be vice versa. In fact, I had it right originally. Here's Conor Gallagher now. And now it's back to Guayi, and also Anderson was involved there too. Now it's with Michael Elise into Jeffrey Schlupp. That was, I think he's got it back as well now. Excuse me, and they're good defending there, and a near post from Brighton, and hook clear in the end as well from the right back of Veltman. Now Will Hughes. Here's Tyreek Mitchell. Gets it back as well. Crystal Palace, will do well to keep possession for a little while, really, wouldn't they? And as I say that, it was a through ball towards Edward, who just classes the goalkeeper there, and giving the possession straight back to Brighton again for that foul on Sanchez. But as I was just saying, Crystal Palace would have done well to keep possession there for a while, and just stop Brighton from winning the free kick, and right away now they're back in possession again. In fact, no, Palace have it back now though, and even there again they give it away. So a bit sloppy from Palace at the minute, isn't it, Luke?
Yeah, they can't seem to hold the ball up very well at the minute, and Brighton just playing it round and keeping it. And to be honest, there hasn't really been a lot created so far. I mean, obviously there's that Trossard chance, but apart from that, it's all kind of in the middle of the park, and neither side really can find that final ball.
No, that's a good point, and that's an opportunity here for Brighton now with Veltman, though. He's going to play it out to... Who was that there? That was the number 15, Modo, and Palace man got there first, but it's back with Neil Morpine there, and a bit of a wild effort, really, from the Frenchman there, Neil Morpine. Almost, cashed in on that mistake from Ward there, but not quite. And again, there's another chance for Brighton. Probably a little bit unlucky there in terms of the ball falling into Morpine in that position, and he kind of couldn't do anything apart from have a shot there. It was a very wayward effort at the end, wasn't it?
In classic football style, Palace will score the first goal.
Do you mean in classic football manager style? For anyone that plays FM out there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, I'm just talking about in classic football style, because obviously Brighton are on top, so...
Yeah, it's the same with football manager.
We're going to score first.
The team that's on top always tends to concede first, usually.
Yeah.
If there's going to be a goal, that is. Here's that Veltman now. The throw. Yes, actually, it was Veltman. Throw it to Morpine, now Gross, and now Lallana there. Good ball from the former Liverpool man. Out to Cucurella. Into Alexis McAllister. Now back to Cucurella again. Back to Adam Lallana. Look up here and play the ball, looking to find Neil Morpine. It's gone straight through to Jack Butland there, and Adam Lallana trying to get on the ball a little bit there and make something happen for Brighton, and that's what he's capable of as well. But if you can get Adam Lallana on the ball, he has got a pass on him. He can pick a ball out, They were put it on the 6 foot for you, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, Adam Lallana is a quality player, but that ball wasn't quite up to his usual standards.
I see what you're saying there. That's Burn now out to Cucurella. Incidentally, Brighton are wearing their normal blue and white, instead of blue and white stripes, of course. And Palace are in their changed white away shirt, yellow away shirt. I'm getting colourblind in my old age, Luke. Here's Cucurella now to modify that. Now, McAllister out to the defender Webster. And out to Joel Veltman, of course, the Dutch international there, with a delivery in. Good head from, that was Anderson there. From a Fulham man. Chance here for Moda now. He's going to lose out there. It's a little bit pity, really, in midfield. Conor Gallagher out to Tyreek Mitchell now, and that goes to Eze, and comes off of the Brighton man last, who I think might have been Pascal Gross or Lallana, one of the centre backs, one of the centre mids, sorry, anyway. And away for a Palace throw. Palace kicking from right to left in this first half, of course.
Palace could do with retaining the ball a bit better.
Yeah, 100%. I fully agree with that as well. I think that, Brighton are looking dangerous when it comes to getting on the ball and getting moving and getting to the final third. And is that an elbow? Let's have a look at that there. That was Odsonne Edouard to Veltman. I want to see that again. He was leaning with his arm. I want to see whether it was an arm or whether it was an elbow from Odsonne Edouard there, or if it's going to be anything in it. The referee hasn't gone to VAR, so it was pretty much just a collision which was seen to be accidental from the French striker. But you've seen him give it in the Premier League where some players might see red for that.
I'm surprised that it wasn't looked at least. Because we'll talk about
Yeah, 100%.
VAR.
I think that I want to see it again. Maybe it's it might have been just a nothing really challenge. Where it was a little bit of an accident, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully they'll show a replay of it in a moment. Here's Webster now, back to goalkeeper Sanchez again. Back to Adam Webster once more. Going to play it looking for Trossard. Well, won by Guayu there, and going to go now Hughes. Hughes to Guayu, now Mitchell, and now Everreach Eze. Now Mitchell again. Now Joachim Anderson. Now Ward. Over on the right hand side. Plays it into Conor Gallagher. Loses possession as. Good tackle from the Brighton midfielder there. It was Gross, I think. In fact, it was McAllister that time. And now it's with Cucurella, and Ward just smashes it forward. One in the air by Burn, and now with Lallana, and back to Dan Burn again. And now Adam Webster. And now Joel Veltman. 25 plays, by the way, for anyone that's just joining us. It's still Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 0. Here's Pascal Gross there, and good cross in and put behind. Under no pressure really at all from Ward there. Maybe he thought there was somebody breathing down his neck there, Luke, but he actually had plenty of time to take a touch and clear that one out and upfield, didn't he, rather than put it behind for a corner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he got a shout to say that he had more time than he realised there, but at the same time, let's see if Brighton can do something from this corner.
Yes. So let's see what's there. It's got no more playing there. Of course, the defenders are up as well. Veltman and Burn and Webster. It's going to be whipped in. Looking for the head of the number 4, Webster. And saved by Jack Butland there, but there was also a foul in the build-up as well. And it was on Mark Guay, I think. And the referee got that one spot on. See who it was actually on. Was it on Guay? Was it on Jeffrey Schlupp? Might have been, in fact.
There's
a bit of shove in
definitely a
between.
push on Guay there.
Yeah. So it was the centre-back originally, yeah.
Although it was... I think he was already going down already there, though.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where sometimes if you don't get them given, you'll be frustrated, and if they are given against your side, you'll be frustrated as well. And if there was to be a goal and a foul in the build-up, then you're frustrated that you're not getting a free kick for that one. I think as well. If you're on the defenders' side of that. Here's Cucurella now. Now Pascal Gross out to Adam Webster. Now Joel Veltman. When it goes to Modo down and given away. The chance here for Austin Edward, but great defending from Adam Webster. And now Eberiche Eze tries to find Michael Elise. And Cucurella does very well there and defends very well just to knock it back to the defender of Byrne, who just plays it across to his centre back partner in Adam Webster as well.
They need to do better when they have the ball in those sort of areas.
In terms of Crystal Palace, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. The passes in the opponent's half so far. Brighton have already reached over 100 passes to Crystal Palace's 39. So, in terms of passes in dangerous areas, Brighton are probably on top of that stage at the moment, but it still remains goalless in the main scoreline, of course. The one that really matters is Neil Morphy does well there, and it's good defending actually from that was Guayi as well. Mitchell now loses out though. Bit more fun here from Palace. That was a bit better. Guayi out to Gallagher. It was very easily dispossessed actually. The Brighton man now Elise. Conor Gallagher is going to let that one for Elise, and Elise is going to be fouled. The referee says no free kick there, and Brighton able to get it clear as the Palace man still remains on the floor. Good ball there out to Trossard. It's going to go back to Cucurella now. Cucurella for Brighton into midfield, where that's Lallana now plays it out to Veltman now, and it's now a chance here for Gross, and it's going to go there, just picks that one up and defends really, really well, and yeah, just smashing it away from danger. But as we were saying before, in regards to these sides, there's not an awful lot really between them. As has been shown in half an hour or so, and of course both sides won last time out, of course in the FA Cup as well. There was only narrow victories for both. It took extra time for Brighton to get past West Brom, and Crystal Palace were only just able to get past Millwall themselves as well. To really good championship sides as well. They overcome in the end, and of course even before that, it was a game for Everton against Brighton. Brighton, winning that 1-3-2. And Crystal Palace, they were, as we said, very unlucky against West Ham. So there's a lot of quality on the show in terms of attacking options here. But it's the defenders that are doing the job at the minute. As applause was just given back to Crystal Palace there. Back into the gloves of Jack Butler now.
I was very surprised that Elise incident wasn't given as a free kick, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a strange one. You've certainly seen him given, that's for sure. Yeah. There's a chance here for Brighton just to move it into the air by Webster, gets it back, and now back with Byrne, and now here's McAllister now, Pascal Gross. He's got the ball back there as well now from Veltman, and now on to Moda. What can he do here? Moda for Brighton. Moda back to Veltman again. He goes back to Webster, and on he goes into midfield to McAllister, and out to Cucurella now. Cucurella for the hosts. Then goes back to Dan Byrne, and now back to Webster again, and now Veltman. Brighton just keeping possession for a minute, just playing a little bit of keep ball, and just basically giving everyone a touch. Really near enough there. If you go back to years ago when Arsenal who would knock the ball around for fun, and I mean there was one or two times that Arsenal were doing playing football like this, just playing short balls, and then it ended up in a goal, and it was something like a ridiculous amount of passes. And if you get it right, it's beautiful, isn't it, to watch?
Yeah, and if you get it wrong, it's terrible to watch if it goes to an opposition player close to the goal.
It just goes to the opposition player as it did, but not in their own goal, or in danger of being a goal. So they got away with that one. And it's now Anderson and Guay, and now that's Elise there. Now Schlupp. Now Austin Edward goes out to Conor Gallagher, gets a touch on to Michael Elise, and now Conor Gallagher again up against Alexis McAllister. Conor Gallagher wins. I thought he won the corner there actually off of Cucurella. But it looks like it took a deflection and it took a tooth touch there off the Brighton man and then off the Palace man again. But for me, if that could have been a corner, really.
I think it double ricocheted.
Yeah, it looks like that's what happened. Now, chance for Brighton at the back again through Adam Webster there. Here's Veltman now, giving away. Now it's Jeffrey Schlupp. Good defending there from Brighton, and then it's back with Lano, and then back to Webster. Now he goes to Cucurella again. And now Alexis McAllister back to Byrne. He picks it up again. There's the Argentine as well. He tries to find Pascal Gross there, but well defended from Tyreek Mitchell. Gets it back to Mark Guay now. Of course, he was at Chelsea as well, remember? Now it's with Ward. And Elise there. And loses out there. It's now a chance here for Brighton on the overlap. Going to try and whip the cross in there and take the deflection off of Conor Gallagher and behind for a corner there. But sloppy from Palace. If they concede here now, they'll look back on that error that they just made in midfield to allow Brighton in there. And if they do concede from this corner, that is really their own fault, isn't it?
Yeah, it was disappointing bit of play from Palace there because they had the ball and they're given possession back to Brighton again.
It's happened numerous times in this first half as well as the corners whipped in, but well seen out in the end by Palace, but only as far as Pascal Gross. I'll see for Veltman now. Veltman takes the deflection and falls to Modo, and his effort there is wayward and over the top of Jack Butland's goal and not troubling.
Leaning back on the shot there.
Yeah. And was leaning back there and didn't trouble the Palace goalkeeper there, sorry, I should say. Coming up to 10 minutes remaining of this first half. Still remains goalless. Right. They've had the best chances so far, really. I think Neil Maupay and Leandro Trossard probably both had a chance really themselves. Where I think the Leandro Trossard one in particular was potentially could have done better with. I'm not too sure what's happening here. The referee's having a word with a few Palace players, and also Neil Maupay is in there as well, and Veltman as well. They're looking at something on VAR, I think. They are VAR in something. I don't know what. We'll have to wait and see. But Rob Jones is going to do here, whether it was a foul, whether it was a handball, or potential for a penalty. Let's have a look. Okay, Rob Jones has gone to VAR to look at the monitor. Could be for a potential penalty to Brighton. Let's have a look here. He's put in his shirt. Is Mark Guay.
Ooh.
Could be given this.
Ooh.
Let's have a look here. What's Rob Jones going to do? Is he going to give this as a penalty, or is he going to favour Crystal Palace here? He's looked at the monitor, and Robert Jones has pointed to the spot as he. Yeah. He's given a right penalty.
You just can't do that in the box these days when there's VAR.
No, Patrick Vieira is furious. He's fuming as is Sean Derry as well. And John Ward there, has gone over to Rob Jones to have a word with him. But now,
but I don't understand the frustration because you should not have been putting yourself in that position to give VAR an opportunity in the first place.
No, that's correct. I think that's VAR doing its job correctly. So the people that are in charge of VAR doing its job correctly. And credit there has to go to Stuart Atwell and Hussein for getting that one absolutely spot on.
Vieira should be more annoyed at the player that's pulled the shirt in the first place.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Just don't do it.
yeah. There's going to be an opportunity here now for Brighton though, and see whether Pascal Gross is going to be able to put the Seasiders 1-0 up, or whether Jack Butland can deny him. Is the Brighton man about to step up now? As it looks like there's been some flares from onto the pitch at the Palace goalkeeper there, or near the Palace keeper there as well.
Annoy me.
Yeah, same here. I think the first hand that's seen this season as well. Pascal Gross up against Butland, and it's saved. Saved by Jack Butland. Great save from the Palace keeper there. A bit of a poor penalty, actually. Very soft and very weak from Pascal Gross. But Jack Butland did everything he needed to do there. Moved in the right direction. Got a very good save there as well. And
in the middle of the goal, it's slow and it's low. Why? It's like watching grabbing
it's
all
one,
over.
It's one of those penalties that is very, what's the word? Just very weak to, and very soft in terms of taking it. Credit to VAR. They got that one right for me in terms of giving the penalty. But Jack Butland, has had a very good first half. That's another really good save from him. Chance here, it's got him. It's in the back of the net. Neil Morpie has scored. Brighton leads. Neil Morpie taps it in on the goal line. And Brighton are 1 up. I think Palace are claiming for an offside potentially, though. I'm not too sure. But Neil Morpie, nonetheless, has given Brighton
I think they're claiming that Butland had hold of the ball.
Yeah, let's see what happens next. Good delivery. He gets one in the air. Oh, yeah, does he have hold of the ball then? As Jack Butland. A good header from Dan Burn originally. Jack Butland, has he got hold of the ball? Is he onside? Or is he offside as well? Morpie just come off his knee in the end and into the back of the net. Is this one going to stand?
My thing is I think he's got two hands on the ball and then Morpie knocks it out of his hands.
Yeah, they're looking at a potential foul here against Neil Morpie going in on goalkeeper Jack Butland when he had the ball under control in both hands. Let's have a look here. It does look like he had the ball kicked out of his two hands there from the French striker. Let's see whether the VAR agree, or whether this goal does stand. Robert Jones is going to the monitor once again, is he?
Which means this goal will be disallowed because every time they go to the monitor, they overturn a decision.
Yeah, I think they normally override the original decision. Yes. He's having a look. Here now is Robert Jones. I wonder whether he will disallow this goal. Or whether
they really should make the monitor a bit higher for people like Robert Jones because they have to bend over to look at it.
Yeah, I know. And he's good. Disallow the goal. It's back to 0-0, isn't it? Let's have a look here. Yes, it's back to 0-0. Neil Morpie's goal has been ruled out for a foul on Jack Butland there. So we're back.
And again, I think that's the right decision.
Again, that's VAR. The people at VAR are doing their job correctly. So far, 2 VAR decisions, 2 correct ones.
Yeah, has hold of the ball and then he kicks it out of his hand.
Yeah.
You just can't do that.
No. That's right. It's hopefully going to give this game a bit of an edge now, though, in terms of might be able to help this game get off the ground a bit. Here's Pascal Gross now. Now it's with Veltman. Now Webster and Byrne. Now out to Webster again. Into Dan Byrne once more. And out to Cucurella now. And back to Webster it goes again. Just about finds him in the end. It's quite a slow ball. That one, and then it's now all the way back to Sanchez, and now Webster once more looking to move this forward. Is that Pascal Gross again now? He's already missed a penalty for Brighton in the first half. Remember, saved by Jack Butland. That's going to be a goal kick there. Of course, Brighton did have a goal disallowed as well. Neil Morpie just scored a moment ago, but disallowed through the VAR for a foul on goalkeeper Jack Butland. So Palace have had a bit of defensive work to do, but so far they're still in this game at 0-0. Patrick Vieira's man. Jack Butland's going to take this goal kick in a second as we enter in the final 3 minutes of the first half, and then the additional time that's added on, of course, as well. It's now with Brighton again. It's Lallana now. Back to Webster there, and now Veltman. On to Adam Webster again, and then on to Dan Burn. Chance here for Brighton to go long and pick out Trossard, and there's an offside flag there again from that long ball. So Trossard's caught offside there, the Belgian. So far, Crystal Palace have had no shots on goal or on target for that matter, and Brighton have had 7 on goal with 3 on target, 13 touches to 3 in the opposition's box as well. So Brighton are very much dominated everything apart from the scoreline so far. Although,
I think
as we mentioned, they have had the ball in the net as well, which has been ruled out.
I think the problem with Palace
ball
not
goes
having
down
a shot is the fact they can't keep hold of the ball.
Yeah. There's a yellow card there for the former keeper and Emerici Eze. That foul on Neil Morpie there. It's definitely a foul as well, and definitely yellow card. Can't argue with that. It's Emerici Eze, the Englishman in the book there. Chance here for Pascal Gross in a minute to whip this one in. When the referee decides to blow his whistle, which he's going to do now, and then Pascal Gross is going to take this now and whip it in. Headed on, and good defending there from Anderson, but only as far as Lallana, and given away to Will Hughes though. Out to Michael Elise now, the Palace number 7, up against Moda. Elise does as well there and picks out Emerici Eze as well with a good diagonal ball. Now Tyreek Mitchell on the overlap in acres of space. Going to play it back to Jeffrey Schlupp now on the edge of the box. So now Will Hughes. Now it's Ward there was that, and now Elise. Elise delivers it, and it's good defending from Veltman there to hook that clear, and now it's with Elise again. We go back to Jack Butland, the goalkeeper.
I picked up Eze and Elise before kickoff, but the creativity's not really been that great from Palace.
No, they haven't really had a lot of their attacking players in dangerous areas in this game, have they, so far in this first half? As Mitchell now plays it to Eze, and Eze has a shot there, but it's blocked by the midfield of Brighton there. Now it's with Alexis McAllister. We're into 3 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half as well. Now it's McAllister back to Ward there. Not Ward, sorry. Burn, sorry, I should say. Now Gross, and now Veltman, and now Webster. Adam Webster picks out. Who was that there? I couldn't quite see. I think it might have been Pascal Gross again. And a through ball trying to find Trossard, but seen behind by Jeffrey Schlupp there. Behind for a goal kick, sorry. Brighton apparently, Brighton fans are apparently a little bit disappointed there with their sides not being 1-0 up at the moment, and you can probably see why with the penalty as well being saved and also the goal disallowed. They have had chances, but Palace have held firm so far, really.
I think the biggest criticism for Brighton is the penalty.
Yeah, it was a soft, weak penalty as well from Pascal Gross. You know, there's no power on it was there at all, really. And as you say, it was straight down the middle, straight at the keeper. You know, easy for him. Yeah. Butler did, you know, everything he could do really, and did well to make the save and you know get it away from danger. But in terms of the penalty itself, it was very weak. Yeah. Cucurella back to Burton now. Out to Cucurella again. Cucurella on to Alexis McAllister. And now Cucurella there to... That's Webster. Back to Dan Burn again. Last minute of the free additional time. Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 0. On this alternative commentary. It's Lallana there back to Burn, and there's Webster. Webster looks to find Cucurella. Good ball to him as well. Cucurella here for Brighton. Into Neil Morphy. Neil Morphy shoots and over the top of the goal that goes. And again, in fact, was it Trossard that time? I should say, correct myself. And his effort there, not troubling Jack Butland in the Crystal Palace goal. That's Graham Potter that looks a bit unhappy with that effort. I think the Belgian star man there could have done a lot better. I'd probably tend to agree with it as well.
With that one.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that as well. As we enter the final few seconds of the first half, Jack Butland clears it, and the referee looks at his watch, and Austin Edouard there gets a touch for Crystal Palace. It's Brighton to get the final touch there, and then the whistle is blown by Robert Jones, and you know, for all of Brighton's attacking intent there, Luke, and also, you know, obviously they had the penalty, they had the goal disallowed. Palace are doing well to stay in this game. Of course, you know, Jack Butland's made two really, really good saves, the one from Trossard, the one from the penalty spot as well. And VAR is working well. VAR and the people at VAR are doing their job as they should be. They did it correctly in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a bit disappointed with Palace. I mean, they can't retain the ball in the final third. But at the same time, for all of Brighton's play and chances around the box, they've not really had many on target. And I mean, it was stupid from Morpay to go for that ball when Butland had it in his hands anyway, and there's a poor penalty.
Yeah, I have to agree with that as well. I think it's a poor penalty. I think, you know, it's definitely the correct decision to, you know, give the penalty as well. VAR did, you know, very well there. The people on VAR, obviously, Stuart Atwell and Ian Hussein got it bang on. You know, so that's correct. And then when you look at the other incidents as well regarding the disallowed goal from Neil Morpay, again, VAR was used, and VAR was used correctly.
Yeah, I mean, when the referee goes across to the monitor, it usually is the correct decision that's given. It's usually when VAR make the decisions for themselves that is all the controversial moments. Yeah,
you know, that's you know, fully correct that as well. What you've just said there, you have to agree with that as well. So, you know, Brighton, you know, they've had their chances. They, you know, haven't been able to put the ball into the back of the net yet. Crystal Palace, you know, sort of holding firm, but are they a little bit lucky? Because for me, I think they, you know, they could be behind in that first half, and the penalty, you know, correct decision to give it, as I said before. You know, very stupid really from the Palace defender there to actually, I think, was it Ward? I think it was, to give the penalty away originally with the shove on his man, or pulling the shirt of his man. So, you know, Palace a bit lucky to still be in this game, because, you know, you said it during that first half, they, you know, haven't really got going in the final third, or, you know, getting the ball forward from midfield and into the attackers yet, have they?
I don't think lucky. I just think they just haven't done enough to be going in 1-0 up. But then again, Brighton haven't either, because they got the penalty but then didn't capitalise on that. I mean, that was nothing to do with luck. That was just Pascal Gross hitting a poor penalty.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to be honest, I think 0-0's a fair reflection of that half because nobody really did enough to say, well, we'll go in 1-0 up.
I have to agree with that as well. When actually, when you look at some more, information regarding facts and stats and things like that, Brighton are actually winners in their last 5 Premier League meetings before today, and Palace looking to win 3 successive league games at the Amex as well. So it's an opportunity here for Palace in the second half, isn't it? If they look into that, information there and a bit of statistics and facts there, um, there's an opportunity for them there. And actually, as I mentioned before, in the last game there was a last-minute goal that pulled them level. It was actually a stoppage time goal as well. When in the previous 3 league encounters, there's been goals in 90 minutes plus after the 90 minutes as well. One that earned a win for Palace, and 2 that earned Brighton a draw. Brighton draw, sorry, including the last game between the 2 sides that ended 1-1 earlier in the season.
I mean, Palace just need to. Well, Patrick Vieira needs to motivate Eze and Elise and give them a bit more confidence to get us on the ball and drive at the Brighton defence. Because at the minute, when they get the ball, you've only got Edward to aim at. Someone needs to carry the ball and create a bit of space. Because at the
Absolutely,
minute,
yeah.
they're losing the ball in the midfield because they can't retain the ball from creating anything.
No, absolutely. I think I would have to agree with that as well. So we'll take a few minutes to have a little bit of a break and to get a drink and everything ready for the second half. We'll be back again in a couple of minutes, ready for second half action, as it's Brighton 0, Palace 0 so far, and myself and Luke will bring this game to its conclusion here across the commentary hub and all of the partner channels as well for the second half as well. And of course, Luke will be the man who has to pick out a player of the match a little bit later on as well. So I wonder whether there's any early candidates for that from Luke. I know he's still got plenty of time to make his mind up and to decide. But we'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to go and get myself a drink, and then we'll be back ready for the second half. So we're going to be back underway in just a couple of minutes for the second half. Hopefully it won't be too long now before the two sides come out. I thought I'd rejoin a minute or two early though. And obviously, as for this game here, Brighton and Crystal Palace, Luke, what needs to be done? Obviously for both for these two sides. If you look at Brighton, are they going to be saying more of the same? And for Crystal Palace and Patrick Vieira, is it going to be maybe an opportunity to go to the bench? Maybe we have to go to the bench pretty early. Do you reckon?
I think for Brighton, it'll be more of the same, but with a little bit more creativity and be less wasteful with their chances.
Yeah.
And for Palace, it'll be to actually create something, to actually see how good their chances actually are.
When do you reckon Palace need to improve as well? Of course, you said about on on the ball, getting the ball forward to Elise and to Eze and Otten Edouard as well, and get them involved a bit more. Is there any more to it, or do you think just that?
Just a bit of kind of possession and retain the ball and just make sure of your passes and just go back to the basics of football. Don't overcomplicate it too much. I mean, they've got the skilled players up front with Elise and Eze, but it's all well good having them on the pitch. But if you don't use them, then they're a bit pointless.
Palace did actually master a shot in the end. It was not a shot off target, but they managed to have one shot in that first half. I know what you mean. It's one of those ones where at least it's something for them to build on, I suppose. I wonder whether there can be any subs at the break as well. We'll just have to confirm that in a second. But Neil Maupay there obviously had the ball in the net earlier on in the first half. This allowed for a foul from Jack Butland there. As I was saying before, there's some good stats here between these two sides as well, and information regarding the past meetings and stuff. And the tally of 27 points at this stage is actually Brighton's highest in the top flight after 19 games as well, since 1981-82. So that sort of shows how good this Brighton side have been this season.
Yeah, they've been impressive, but at the same time, you to be impressive, you have to consistently stay on the same level, and I just think they've dropped a bit recently. And I think Basuma and Mbepu definitely have an impact on this team, and without them, it's a bit. You can tell a bit that they're not playing.
And of course, Basuma and Mbepu are away with AFCON with their respective nations, and there has been links regarding Basuma leaving leaving. It's not the Amex anymore, is it? The Brighton stadium anyway. Do you see that materialising in this window, or do you think they'll sort of hold out until summer?
I can't see the need for Brighton to sell a player unless anything kind of dramatic comes along that they just feel like they can't refuse. I think they're in a position where, to be honest, they're doing all right. They're not going to get relegated, I don't think, this year. They're not going to pull up any trees at the top, I don't think. They're just going to survive in the division, and if they want to sell him in the summer, then so be it. But I can't see him rushing it now.
No, he's one of those players that is a key player really for Brighton, and you can see even in that first half they are missing him today. Yes, they've got Adam Lallana in there. They've also got who else was in there? I think Gross in there as well. But Basuma is a big miss when he's not there.
The last thing I'll say on the Basuma thing is it's a transfer window. Anything is possible. So, in one respect, I don't see it happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
I think anything's even more possible now. Sort of these days with Newcastle as well. When Newcastle obviously having money to spend, I think if Newcastle want a player, they'll get a player in this window.
Yeah, but I think that
has been shown and proven when it comes to Chris Wood, to be fair, as well.
But I think that balances itself out because although the players go to Newcastle, the money then gets distributed to the other clubs.
Yeah, that's a true shout as well, yeah. We are back underway for the second half, by the way. Cucurella tries to find Trossard here now. Trossard trying to dance around a few Palace defenders there and put clear by Ward and away for a throw. Brighton incidentally have won 2 of their previous 3 league games following 11 matches without a win prior to that. Looking to add another win to that, of course. Trossard. That's a weak effort. Was that Trossard? It was. It's gone to Veltman though. Is he going to keep it in? Is Pascal Gross now? Looks to find Moda. No, Moda off the bar. Off the bar there.
Oh.
From Moda. Good work there from Brighton and Hove Albion. And Moda there. He scored, I think just a game or 2 ago. Almost added another goal to it then as well. It's the post, in fact, and just have a look at the actually went out and play as well there.
I think
Sort
he
of a
just managed to keep
mixture.
it.
No, it was actually the crossbar, yeah. Here's Elise now. On to Conor Gallagher. Good little back kill. Conor Gallagher, the former, the Chelsea loanee, I should say. Good defending there from Brighton, and Cucurella wins the throw as well. Quite a frantic start, really, for both of these 2 sides. Just it looked like Austin Ed would have been in to score there, and good save in the end from Sanchez. And just a second before that, as we just brought to you, was that effort there off the crossbar as well. So both sides have had chances in 2 minutes of this second half.
But that's what Crystal Palace need to do more of. Put more balls like that into the box, because the more balls you put in that sort of area, the more likely Edouard, Elise, Eze are going to score from them.
Yeah. I totally agree with that as well. And it's a very good save, actually, from Sanchez, who in that first half didn't have anything to do, and to be that switched on there, shows the character of him as a keeper. But it was very, very good keeping. It's Veltman there just heads that one out of play for a throw-in to Crystal Palace. We'll be taken by Mitchell to Eze, and now back to Mitchell again. Looking to find Johnson Edouard there, and all the way back it goes to Burn, and then Burn gets it back from Cucurella, I should say. Now Adam Webster onto the right back, which is Veltman. Of course, Lamptey's on the substitutes bench today as well for the host there. Here's Cucurella, tries to find a through ball to McAllister. McAllister does get it eventually though. Tries to find Moda. Moda's in. Moda! Oh, again, that's another great bit of play there from Brighton. And I'm not too sure if that's Jack Butland there or the defender who got the last touch, but last ditch just defending from Crystal Palace again, and good ball to Moda there. It was actually another save from Jack Butland. He's doing really, really well with Jack Butland so far. He made 3 really good saves now in this game.
He's having an insane game, Butland.
He's playing very well. It's again there he comes out and claims that, punches that one into the air very well, and then I think that's Pascal Gross just affects Moda again, who smashes it out of play there. Yeah. But yeah, Jack Butland, I know we're only 5 minutes into the start of the second half. But if he continues up with this sort of performance, he could easily be player of the match candidate, couldn't he?
I know it's a bit of an early prediction, but it wouldn't surprise me if he changes the midfield a bit, Potter.
Okay, well, maybe bring on the likes of March and Alzate, maybe.
Yeah, I'd leave Moda where he is, but Pascal Gross to me has not been that great today so far.
No, he's not really had a good 50 minutes or so, is he? No. Here's Austin Edouard now for Palace, and then here's Ward onto Elise. Elise dancing around Cucurella there. And then plays it back to Will Hughes. Former Derby man, of course, former Watford man as well. Out to Mitchell there. On to Eze there, was that? Just look back to Guayi and now Anderson. Now Ward. Palace to do well to keep possession again as Ward has it back and now Hughes. On to Guayi. Now Tyreek Mitchell. On to Jeffrey Schluppler. Loses out. Wins it back though. Now it's Mitchell again. Good defending there from Brighton. And they're going to challenge him as well here. Here's Neil Morpie now. He's got Leandro Trossard in support. He wants to use him as well. Here's Trossard now. Trossard gets a shot away, takes a deflection. And there's a foul in there as well. Trossard fouls.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Why?
it was,
Why do it?
It's needless. Absolutely needless. Yeah. That's where, if you're a manager of a football club, like, the manager of Brighton there, Graham Potter, you're going to be shouting at your attacker for doing that. It's needless. It's stupid. You've got possession. You're in a dangerous, attacking third. Just don't make a foul. And that's what he goes and does.
I won't be surprised if he takes Trossard off as well soon, because he's not been great either.
Here's Jeffrey Slip now. Now to Mitchell. Here is Eze. Eberiche Eze. Into the area he goes. No foul though. Clear from Moda.
I think he was looking for that.
He was looking for it. I think he would have been outside the area anyway. Now here's Will Hughes.
Oh, definitely outside the area, but I was saying he was looking for the free kick.
Oh, he was. Of course he was. That's Anderson there. Gallagher now. You say? Now Guayi now. Eze again. Eze gets the shot away, and that is probably is a row D or E of the crowd.
And again, that's another player that has a shot and is leaning back, and it's nearly gone onto the Brighton beach.
I love that. That's a great saying, yeah. 328 Premier League games player, all manager for Patrick Vieira. Just had 200 games in management 2 games ago as well for all of the clubs he's been at. There's going to be a substitution in a second. Not too sure who it's going to be or from what side though. So in the meantime, Sanchez has it here, and now it's Dan Burn.
If players got points for when they hit shots over the bar, and how far back it went, I think some players would be on very high scores in this game.
I think a lot of it has been on very high scores in this game so far, yeah. It's a through ball there, and it's gone out of play for a Palace throw-in. Patrick Vieira, it might be Palace. He's made the sub actually, let's have a look. See who it is.
The camera's not really helping us here.
No, it's not. Adam Lallana's gone down, by the way. He's holding his leg there. So just above his ankle, in fact. Yeah. Adam Lallana's just going to be treated.
Another injury.
It's actually going to be... is that Tarek Lamptey coming on?
Would that be Lamptey into midfield?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I thought maybe Lamptey into defence. Maybe Veltman into midfield, I don't know. Yeah.
Or could you go McAllister further inside and Lamptey into McAllister's position?
Possibly, yeah.
Because this guy is
you can see there, warming up, he's got plenty of speed on him. He's super, super fast. And they're looking at here now. Just referee Robert Jones is looking at something. But Lallana is Lallana coming off? Maybe is that going to be the end of Adam Lallana's evening?
Definitely Lallana coming off because he took the armband off.
Yeah, so it's going to be Lallana off to be replaced by Lamptey then. I wonder whether that's a sub they were going to make already with Lallana coming off, or whether the injury there has played a part in him.
I wouldn't see why they kept Lallana off if he wasn't injured.
Yeah, that's right. So Lamptey is coming on to replace the former Liverpool man there. The first up for either of the two sides. And straight away looks like he's going into centre mid there. Was he maybe, yeah? Was he going to sort of right mid? Let's see. Either that or he's just jogging over to right mid. Yeah, maybe right mid. Let's see. Yeah. So a throw in here anyway for Palace when we get back underway again. So I think is that Tyreek
It's hard
Mitchell?
to really tell them
What do you
because
think?
I've done that squish into the same
Yeah.
place, little
Yeah,
grass type thing.
Yeah. It's a good header by Webster. And now here's Will Hughes. Looks it clear, but only as far as Webster, who just knocks it back to keeper Sanchez. Now Adam Webster again. And now it's with. Who's that there? Is that Veltman? Sorry. Given away. Now it's Elise. Michael Elise for Crystal Palace. Elise still has it. Now it's with Ward. Now it's with Anderson. Now back to Ward again. Onto Elise, who could defend it from Burn and seen how to play for a throw as well to Brighton there.
They've
Tony
done what I
Bloom's,
said they were going to do.
Tony Bloom,
Put
Brighton and Hove Albion, of course. The owner of Brighton there. Got what you said?
They've done what I said about putting McAllister into the centre and putting Lamptey into his position.
And then there you go, Mystic Luke. He was listening to you. So Ward with his throw in now. Ward for Crystal Palace there. He throws it to Gallagher, and now Elise gets it back to the. No, it's Cucurella. Just clears that one, slices it out of play for a throw in. And given away now. Brighton have it back, trying to find Trossard. Is that now off of Palace man and away for a throw off of Ward, I think that was. Brighton have scored 6 goals, by the way, in their previous 3 league games, the same as their last 10 games combined. So there's still time for them to add to that, of course. Now, still about just over half an hour to go. There's Trossard there, finds Lamptey, back to. Was that not Trossard? Was that McAllister again? I'm not too sure, but now it's Webster anyway. Now, McAllister out to Lamptey. Up against Eze, of course. Eze's on a yellow card already. The only one I believe in this game that's got a booking so far. Which, for a derby game, it hasn't really been there at all, is it? I think Eze got a booking earlier on in the first half, but he's the only one that's in the book so far. We're up to almost 60 minutes.
It's almost like a we respect you, you respect us kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've seen feistier games when there's not been a rival derby game.
Oh, 100%. I do think this one's got plenty of time for it to still boil over yet, though. Here's Dan Bird from Webster's part. Back to Adam Webster again. On to Joel Veltman. Got Pascal Gross in support, but he goes back to Webster there. Into McAllister. He's caught late there by Will Hughes, but the referee's playing advantage, and Pascal Gross gets it out to the right-hand side now to Moda, and then Lamptey there. Lamptey does well. Good turn from him. Up against Tyreek Mitchell. Forced back to Pascal Gross. Into Leandro Trossard. Iron Eagle stuff looking to find Moda. And good defending there from Crystal Palace. And I think the referee is going to go back to the earlier challenge and give Will Hughes a yellow card there. And good refereeing from Robert Jones. Played the advantage and then go back and give the yellow. Good job from the referee there. Did very well with that.
I'm a bit surprised at how surprised Will Hughes was to get booked.
Yeah,
there.
he's going to get a booking for that challenge. 100%.
I mean,
it's a yellow card all day long.
You can't make challenges like that anymore.
No, that's right. Yeah, maybe like, I don't know, 20 years ago or 30 years ago or whatever, but not these days. Here's Pascal Gross, by the way, now out to Veltman. To Lamptey, back to Veltman again. And then here's Burn, and now Webster. Going to play it out. Looking for Lamptey. Good ball to him as well, up against Mitchell there. As he fouled, referee said, the assistant referee says yes, he was.
I think Lamptey's causing them problems over there.
Yeah, he's done well since he's come on. It's dangerous positioning from Brighton at the minute. They're getting into good areas.
He's given them what they were lacking, a bit of
I think Lamptey's made a
intent down that side.
so far. Yeah, he has had a good impact on this game so far. Whether it's what Brighton need to get themselves 1-0 up, we'll find out in a matter of time, hopefully.
We could do with the first goal of the game.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes. It's Cucurella over this free kick, by the way, from the left-hand side. Going to whip it in and a low one. And sliced by Tyreek Mitchell and away from danger in the end and behind for a corner. But poor set piece and then a poor clearance. So two poor bits of play there from both players.
I never understand this, unless you've got somebody running across the front, why you would play a low free kick in.
Yeah, it's a weird one to play a low corner. Or
when
a
you've got
kick,
this many tall players.
Chance, yeah, and it's that was Webster there, and Morpie couldn't quite get on the end of it. He kept it in though. Neil Morpie for Brighton here now, and he's going to win the throw as well. Now it's Dan Byrne. Going to leave it for Cucurella, but yeah, I see what you mean regarding those low corners or set pieces, free kicks, etc. When you got, it's just strange, really. I've never been a fan of that.
This shows my limited knowledge of Brighton, but is Lewis Dunk injured?
Lewis Dunk, I believe so. Yes, yeah. Here's who was that? Now that is Webster. On to Cucurella from Byrne. That was originally. Byrne was moving up the pitch and good play from Gallagher there. And now it's a foul on. At least is it. Referee says no, and Alexis McAllister is in possession. He finds Trossard, who loses out. It's a bit more competitive in midfield now from Crystal Palace, isn't it? In the second half.
I'm not quite sure why the era thought that was a foul when I think the ball just hits Elise.
Yeah, it's a strange one. I think that Patrick Vieira, you know him, as a man as well as I do. In terms of a football, guy, he always wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's a very passionate bloke, isn't he? So, not knowing him personally or anything like that, but from following the game for as long as we have. Here's Pascal Gross, by the way. We've put it in. It's now Trossard. Good block there from was that Guay, I think.
I'm never confident when he tries to hit a shot.
No, he's not really been won his game today. Here's Trossard now, and now Dan Byrne up against Ward there, and Ward's fouled as well.
Another one of my bugbears. When you're in the corner, why commit a foul?
It's the most needless time to make a foul, yeah. Yeah.
Just usher it. Try and usher the player out of the pitch. Don't foul him because it just relieves all the pressure you've just built up.
Absolutely. No, what I do like is when it comes to throw-ins and things like that, and you're boxing your opposition in from throw-ins. I like that as there's a substitution for Palace now, by the way, as well. And it's going to be is that the number 4, the captain Milivojevic coming on. I think they're making a double sub as well. I think Mateta is coming on as well. So that's Ed Ward off. And also
I can't say I've seen much of this Mateta.
So who was that to come on? It was Mateta and who was the other one to come on? Was it Milivojevic? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mateta and Milivojevic for, I think it was Eze and Edward.
Yeah. That's alright. That's fine. So who was that there? Let's just come on. Was that no, that's Anderson there, that's right. Here's Cucurella for Brighton there. Now back to Dan Byrne. And back to Robert Sanchez. And then on to Adam Webster. And now it's out wide right to Veltman. Back to Webster again. Crystal Palace been a little bit deep there now, but they have pretty much been almost all game. Here's Veltman now. Now it's Webster. Now Dan Burn. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports, JDAT Football, Storm FM, and also the Twitch channels of the Commentary Hub, and myself and Russ as well, for this alternative commentary of Crystal Palace's away trip to Brighton, still remaining goalless. Here's Gross to Lamptey now. Good play there by Guay, and Moda fouls him. So it's a free kick there, or goal kick, but good defending from Guay nonetheless. Palace have now doubled their shots, still yet to have one on target, but they now had 2 efforts.
That is strange how the other one wasn't classed as being on target.
Yeah. I didn't think it was on target as well.
Saved it and it was in between the posts.
Mm-hmm. It was a strange one, yeah. It's a strange one. It's like when you hit the crossbar, it's not seems going on target, even though you're shooting and it's not wide or anything. But I don't know. It's a weird one.
Yeah, but that one that Edward had,
yeah,
was straight at Sanchez, but it was in the middle. It was in between the posts.
Maybe it's not seen as a shot. Maybe it's seen as a pass back. But I don't know. It's that collision there with Moda there. Just gone down holding his head as Anderson knocks it back to his keeper there and gets it back as well. Now it's with keeper Butland there. Gives that one away. Now it's with Guay. Now Anderson. Now Ward. And about 21 minutes to go. Still remaining goalless. This is Ganigo to... Who was that there? Was that Elise? Now it's Ward nonetheless. Now Mitchell. Now Hughes. Hughes looking to find the chance here. Is that Mateta? Now it's Gallagher. And it's put it in. Conor Gallagher has given Crystal Palace the lead.
What did I say?
What a goal.
What did I say?
Yeah, I know 100%. You said it earlier on. You said, for all of the dominance of Brighton and Hove Albion, it will be Crystal Palace, the side that have been on the back foot for most of the game to get the goal, and you're bang on. You're absolutely right. And it's Conor Gallagher, that man again, on loan from Chelsea, showing exactly, why he's so highly thought of and raved about.
I mean, it's brilliant play across the field where they just keep passing it round. And again, they've retained the ball. They've got it into the areas. Brilliant pass by Will Hughes. And then there's a shot.
Well. That's what it should have actually, isn't it? Originally, keeps it in play there.
Yeah, and the ball played back to
actually. Jeffrey Slip does well when then knocks it back. Good first touch and then just smashes it into the corner and Dan Burn on the line.
Brilliant finish.
Couldn't do anything about it.
Brilliant finish from Conor Gallagher.
It's been crying out for a moment of magic in this game and been crying out for the first goal. So we've got the first goal and for all of the pressure that Brighton were putting on Palace in the first half, obviously the missed penalty, the disallowed goal as well. It's Palace the lead. Vieira punches the air and you can see exactly the delight in him as he does so. Best scoring season of career as well for the Palace midfielder there. 7 goals this season for him. You see that the away fans are loving it. They're jumping up and down. They're bouncing. They're loving life right now. As it looks at and the second as well. Here is Jeffrey Slip now. It's good defending from Cucurello. There's Stewart's going into place there, and I think there might be medical team as well. So hopefully there's nothing of sort of a serious incident or anything happening there. They've got the medical team going alongside the stewards. So hopefully there's no injuries or anybody causing anything that don't need to be doing.
I mean, a bit of a small rant from me. Why is it every time a goal goes in, you have to have a flare
Yeah,
accompanying the celebrations?
I totally agree. Here's Trossard and now McAllister. I'll come back to that point. I want to make a point in that in a minute. Here's Lamptey now. Now it's Pascal Gross looking for Alexis McAllister. Taking the deflection there and into the gloves of Jack Butland. And I totally see your point regarding the flare as well. I totally agree with that. I think that yes, it's a derby. Yes, the emotions run high and everything like that. But it's very dangerous to other supporters around you. It's dangerous to players on the field, officials on the field. It's needless. To be fair. Yeah.
It also doesn't make much sense when you've just come back from basically a year out of football because of a respiratory illness to then be letting off flares.
Getting yourself banned again and not being able to go and watch games. Totally agree.
It's just stupid.
Yep.
Oh look,
Right,
I missed it again. Pascal Gross is coming on.
2 subs now. 2 subs here for Brighton. Danny Welbeck being one of them. And I think March is coming on as well. Veltman's one of the ones making way.
So that'll be Lamptey back into where Veltman was playing.
Yes, absolutely. That's Danny Welbeck coming on, and also March coming on as well. Solly March, of course. Brighton going for it. Now that's there. With their subs made. Palace has still got one, I believe, that they can make. Here's Trossard now. Looks like he's dropped back into midfield. Plays it on to McAllister. Now Morpie. Now Moda. Now Lamptey there. Tries to get across in, takes a deflection and goes behind for a corner. And Lamptey there. He's done well since he's come on, actually, is Tariq Lamptey. And even there, he wins the corner as well. So he's been involved and he's looked bright since he come up.
He has, and I mean, Brighton have just let the quality ball into the box from set pieces, to be fair.
That's right. I see whether Brighton can get themselves to the goal here from this corner, and it's whipped in, and it's the header from Webster. No Morpie though.
That's like a total carbon copy of the last
Morpie from March, and claiming handball there, but referee says nothing doing. Coming up to around about 15 minutes to go. Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 1. Conor Gallagher, the goal scorer.
That was an exact repeat of what happened the last time they had a corner.
Yeah, it's happened a numerous amount of times, I think, in this game for Brighton, yeah. Because incidentally, Danny Welbeck was the man who scored late for them. I believe that's at Palace in the 1-1 draw earlier in the season. See whether it's going to be history repeating itself there. That was Webster? Tip off of him and away for a Palace throw in there. Palace only victory in their last 11 games, as I said earlier. Their victory over Manchester City at the Etihad. They lost the last 3 on the road without scoring up until today as well. And never won a Premier League game on a Friday up until today either. See whether they can change that one around. Cook about it as well there. It was Neil Morpie, in fact, rather than Danny Welbeck that scored late on in the match earlier in the season after 5 minutes of additional time. Will Zaha for Palace on that occasion from the spot. And as we were saying, both of these sides are fairly similar in terms of their positions in the league. There's not an awful lot really between them. And as we said earlier, a win for Palace this season, just 1 point behind Brighton as well. And they jump above Southampton and Leicester, who of course are going to still have games to play this weekend though. Here's Cucurella. Can he keep it in? No, we can't. Just saying in regards to Brighton earlier, they obviously beat West Brom last week. They beat Everton as well. They drew with Chelsea. They beat Brentford, and then obviously the game before that they lost to Wolves. But they're in decent form actually. Brighton, and as for Palace, they beat Millwall. They lost to West Ham, beat Norwich, lost to Tottenham. In that 3-0 victory for Antonio Conte's men, and then drew with Southampton the game before that. So really, not an awful lot of difference between the two sides in terms of their previous results, really. Here's McAllister now out to Lamptey. Whips it in, looking for more by there, but well defended from Palace, and it's going to be... Who's that there? Is that Elise? Goes back to Gallagher, and now Milivojevic, as he fouled. Referee says he was caught by more pain. It is a free kick to the Eagles there. Just start to get your thinking cap on for player of the match in a few minutes, Luke, because we're only about 12 minutes plus additional time away from that.
Mm-hmm.
So not too long. I'm sure you might have a few names in mind anyway, though.
I have been thinking.
That's Anderson there to play it long, and it's given away to Webster. Can you just see it out? Is he? No, he's not. In fact, yes, he is. It was actually Dan Burn that time, his centre-back partner. Here is
How long
Sanchez.
did Anderson have over that set piece?
I know, and then he just plays it out of, straight to a Brighton man. He just sees it out of play for a goal kick, yeah. So waste. Absolute waste. We've got some great action over the course of this coming weekend. I'm not too sure what games we're going to be bringing on the channel, but of course there's some brilliant action. Of course, the North London derby on Sunday. Manchester City against Chelsea tomorrow as well. Lots of excellent games taking place over this weekend in the Premier League. And the Championship, of course, as well.
At Millwall.
Forest are at Millwall. Battle of the FA Cup teams there. One that lost, of course. It's Cucurella now. Now it's Dan Burn. Now Webster. Now McAllister. Into Welbeck as he fouled. Referee says no, he wasn't. It's Gallagher now. Hughes. Now Cucurella. Now Neil Morpie. First it's McAllister 2 Morpie, and then it's given away, is it? No, it's kept in by Marsh. Marsh kept in play there. Now Lamptey. Lamptey, good defender there from Crystal Palace and Will Hughes in particular. Now it's with Burn. And now Webster. And now, it might be vice versa, but now it's Cucurella. And now it's with Alexis McAllister. Brighton going to get the ball moving forward. Here's Lamptey from March as well. From Mono. Now March, I think it is. Now Webster. Now that is Veltman, is it? In fact, that wasn't. It's Moda, sorry. Veltman made way, didn't it? It's now Lamptey. Now Morpie. Good little triangles here from Brighton. But they're not able to get the ball into the box as of yet. Here's Lamptey now. Lamptey takes a deflection. It's gone to Welbeck. Gone to Solly March. Solly March to the right back. It's gone behind to Cucurella there. Wins a corner, doesn't he, that time? The left back, sorry. And it is a corner as well. To be taken by McAllister.
Can we actually have a better ball into the box and a better, more execution this time, please?
Let's see what happens if we have another low one again, or whether we're going to actually have a short one or one that we're going to have a substitution beforehand. For what, Crystal Palace, Christian Benteke coming on, the Belgian, to replace Michael Elise in their third and final change. The former Aston Villa and Liverpool striker, of course, Christian Benteke, amongst other clubs. you would say it's quite strange to see a substitution being made from a corner, but when you've got somebody like Christian Benteke's high coming on, it's not really, is it?
I think that was purely for Benteke's aerial threat.
Yeah. It's Lamptey back to goalkeeper Sanchez. Is there a foul there? The referee says there is a foul. And he's not very happy, the defender there, Burn. There's a little bit of a ruckus here. A little bit of a shoving match. We said there wasn't many yellow cards. So we had a lot of fight in this game, a lot of fighting this. Well, we've seen a little bit there. Just for a moment, Luke.
Yeah, this is all very odd. I mean, it's just a tackle.
It wasn't really a lot in it, was it? It was just Dan Burn and Hughes. He's gone down holding.
I mean, what? I mean, that's just classic Will Hughes.
You know him well enough as somebody that's been around the championship for a little while, yeah.
I mean, you can imagine him doing that for Derby when he came to Forest, and
Yeah.
he's constantly just trying to get fouls. It's been downright irritating.
I can imagine. He's one of those sort of players that if he's on your side and he's winning them for you, you love him. But if he's doing it against you, you can't stand him.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Here's Gallagher now too. That was Jeffrey Schlupp there. There's a man down. That's Lamptey. There's going to be a throw in here. 83 on the clock. Still Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Crystal Palace 1. Crystal Palace looking to bounce back in the league, of course, after the defeat to West Ham, which we covered a few weeks ago. In fact, we covered Palace's last 3 games. In fact, on the channel, we covered the game last weekend in the FA Cup as well. Here's Sanchez now to that's Webster now Burn. On to Webster again. Of course, it's quite tricky when you look at the next few games for these sides, especially if you look at the next couple for Brighton in particular. They've got Chelsea at home, they've got Leicester away, but Spurs away in the FA Cup as well. And Watford away, and then Burnley at home after that. So the next 3 are very challenging if you look at that from a Burnley point of view. A Brighton point of view, sorry. Got Burnley on the break for some reason. Here's Lamptey from the pass now. Tries to find Cucurella on. It's good head there from Anderson. And now Cucurella again. Back to Alexis McAllister there. Who plays it across to Webster. And now Mojo. And now Lamptey. He's got Sonny March in support. He goes and uses him as well. March. Gets the ball in, does he? And it's well back, good defending there from Conor Gallagher. We got to get it clear. And back with Brighton. And now and Webster and then Burn. Dan Burn now into McAllister again. Is that? Now Dan Burn again. And now that's with the defender Webster again. And now Moja. Now Lamptey. Final 5 minutes for Brighton to salvage something from this game, plus stoppage time as well. Lamptey gets it back. Goes into Webster now. Finds McAllister there. Good challenge there from Conor Gallagher. Does really well there to nick the ball off of his midfield opponent. And away for a throw-in. Which Cucurella takes and throws it back to Dan Burn. Dan Burn for Brighton. Into Webster now. Back to Burn again. Incidentally, Brighton's next few games have already been mentioned, but as for Palace, it's Liverpool for them in the next game. And then Hartlepool in the FA Cup, and then Norwich, Brentford away, and Chelsea at home. There's some challenging games for Palace as well. Here is Moda went off. I'm saying that was Moda, wasn't it? Here's Morpie now. And it's gone in. It's taking a deflection. And it's gone into the back of the net off of Anderson. The forward Fulham man. It's turned at one. Past Jack Butland. And Brighton got themselves level. Neil Morpie gets the ball, tries to squeeze it through to, I think it might be Danny Welbeck involved in there as well. I think, let's have a look. Yeah, originally the ball comes in. There's Cucurella there. Plays it to Neil Morpie. And he tries just to find Danny Welbeck. And it comes off of Anderson. And nestles past Jack Butland, who has been fantastic today. And to concede like that, unlucky for Jack Butland. He's been excellent with the saves that he's made. And then to concede like that, it's harsh on Jack Butland. It's harsh on Anderson as well. And Brighton, again, strike late against Palace. Second time this season.
That is such a messy goal. I mean, I don't know. That's left me speechless.
It's one of those ones where you just don't want your defenders to get a toe on it. I saw it first hand at Stevenage last week against Walsall. The goal was scored after I think about 25 seconds. The Stevenage right back was bombing down the wing, got a cross in, and it was literally exactly that. But just from the right back being outside the box rather than Morpie putting in a cross, and the Walsall defender, had the misfortune of putting through his own net. It was a very similar kind of goal to that. When they go for you, you absolutely love them. When they're against you, you want the have to sort of swallow you up. Here's Burn now from Webster's pass. Here's Cucurella. Now Neil Morpie. Back to Burn again. Burn to McAllister's up. Switches it out to Lamptey there. Tariq Lamptey for the number 15 Moda. Back to Lamptey again. He's got Martian support. He uses him. Tries to find Danny Welbeck. It's just too high for the former Arsenal win at Watford man. Couldn't quite get on the end of that. So we're going to come to you now, Luke, because we are 89 minutes of this game, just coming into the 90th minute and stoppage time. Player of the match, who have you gone with?
I think I'm going to select Conor Gallagher tonight.
Any particular reason?
Just think he's had a good game.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. He scored a goal as well, of course, to give Palace the lead. So can't argue with that. And that's his, seventh goal for him, which is now a record for him in the season as well. So good shout. Conor Gallagher gets the player of the match. I'm sure there's been other names that could be mentioned. I'm sure I want to mention obviously the performance of Jack Butland. Thought he's had a very good game as well. Deserves a mention for sure. It was a
close one between the two.
Yeah, I think if he didn't concede, then you might have just given it to him if he didn't suffer conceding to his own play just a minute ago. So Danny Welbeck get in there. Good play there from Jack Butland. Suffered to the Will Hughes. Now it's Tariq Lamptey. Now given away there to number 14 Mateta. Now it's with Gallagher to Schlupp. I'm not too sure. It's now Anderson who just it's a Mateta because Anderson had the misfortune of just putting through his own goal a few minutes ago to level this game up at 1-1. Ironically, the same score as it was at Selhurst Park earlier in the season. Brighton have scored, as we said, late goal against Palace. McAllister 90 at Selhurst Park in 2020. Ben Teke scoring a late goal in 90 plus 5 at the Amex, and of course no more by 90 plus 5 last time out. So there has been goals for Brighton, and obviously the one in there for Palace as well. And the 90-minute plus mark of the games. Here's Lamptey now, looking to make it another for Brighton in their favour. Wins a corner as well from Mitchell there. Good play from Lamptey, and as he said earlier, he's had an impact on his Brighton side. Coming on when he did. We're into 4 minutes of additional time, by the way. We've had one of those already. chance here for McAllister to whip his corner in now. Alexis McAllister looking to find the head of Webster, defended by Benteke, but only as far as who was that there? Couldn't quite see. But it's gone behind for, it's March actually, it's gone behind for a goal kick anyway. Not dropping
Again, leaning backwards.
The keeper there, leaning back, has been seen quite a lot in this game, Brighton 1, Palace 1, halfway through the fourth of the additional time. I don't know if we're going to get a winner or not in this game, but it's been a decent enough game anyway. Good watch and two good sides who have both had pretty decent seasons really in terms of their campaigns. Still time for a winner as of yet though. Here is March. Looking for Welbeck, and Danny Welbeck there, inches away from making that 2-1 to Brighton. Good ball in. Danny Welbeck gets ahead of his man and wins the header. I just couldn't direct that past the goalkeeper there, Jack Butland. Good ball in from March. Good header from Danny Welbeck, and not far away. Not too high over the bar, that one. Not too far over. That was a good ball in, Luke, and a good shot for Brighton to nick it there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just unlucky at the angle that Welbeck was at there, to be honest.
Danny Welbeck's going to compete up against Anderson again and win the throw. Brighton looking to really take this to Crystal Palace in the last minute of the 4 additional now. Try and get themselves another winner. Or another goal to win it, sorry. Here's Lamptey. Got March in support. Here's Sonny March again. Into the area he goes. Goes down. Lamptey goes down. What's the referee going to do here? He's given the free kick in favour of Crystal Palace there. I think for a handball. I think Tariq Lamptey's gone down in the area under a challenge from a Palace man. And he's falling on the ball with his hand. And he's given the free kick there to Crystal Palace for the fact that Lamptey fell and handled the ball there, rather than actually the foul, which could have been given for Milivojevic originally. Graham Potter was very frustrated at that one. As we enter the final 10 seconds or so. It looks like another stalemate between these two sides, same as it was at the earlier meeting at Sellers Park. And it's cleared up by the goalkeeper there, Jack Butland, towards Christian Benteke. And that is the final whistle. The final whistle has been blown. It's finished. Crystal Palace 1. Brighton 1, Crystal Palace 1. Crystal Palace taking the lead through Conor Gallagher. And then Joachim Andersen, the former Fulham man, of course, putting through his own net to give Brighton a share of the spoils in this one. And just as it was earlier in the season at Sellers Park, once again, these two sides can be separated. 1-1, Luke. What do you make of the game?
It was a decent game. I mean, Butland had a fairly decent game for Palace. I mean, they had that goal disallowed Brighton in the first half. They had a shocking penalty. I mean, the refereeing performance was fairly decent today, surprisingly. And, I mean, I think a point was a fair result because, again, did either side really do enough to take the game completely? Not really. So, yeah, I mean, I think a point's fairly decent.
Absolutely. I do just want to say as well to anyone that was tuning in tonight, apologies if there was any difficulties in the audio and listening in tonight. And if the audio isn't as it should be, we normally want to try and bring you the best quality that we can. And we have had a few technical issues to deal with. We've done it as best as we can. And we tried to rectify the issues out. And the issues have just pursued and continue. So hopefully, we're still able to bring you a good commentary there. And, it's something that we'll just try and look into and try and resolve. But just something that was worth mentioning as well regarding any issues that people might have had regarding that. Also, Russ has just said Arsenal's medical team have been reassured by Gabon that it's all okay. with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, which is great to hear on the back of earlier on hearing that the Gabon striker, the former Arsenal captain, of course, he was relieved of his captaincy just a few weeks ago, had suffered a cardiac arrest out in Gabon, out with the national team Gabon at AFCON, which is why he wasn't involved in their game with Ghana today. So good to hear that he's doing okay. Luke, thanks for joining me tonight, and it's been good fun. Been a great game to watch, and great game to cover for for the channels alongside you as well. So thanks for taking some time out of your evening, mate, to come and join me tonight. It's been good fun.
No worries, I've enjoyed it.
And obviously we've had goals as well, which is always a good thing. We haven't got a 0-0. So, and that's another couple of teams I hadn't covered before tonight, which I now have in terms of Premier League teams. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can resolve the audio and then be back for next Friday. I'm going to hopefully be covering Watford and Norwich as well. So fingers crossed I can get everything resolved and it's all clear and sounding better before that, because that's going to be a brilliant game as well for obviously the two sides there, but at the bottom end of the division, and looking forward to what's going to be a cracker, really. A 6-pointer as well, that one, isn't it? A massive 6-pointer in that game between Watford and Norwich. So we're going to wrap it up there, but thanks to everyone that's listened in. Thanks for all of your support, all your comments as well. You've been listening to the Commentary Hub, JB Sports, Commentary Hub 2, JDAC Football, Storm FM, also my Twitter, Russ's Twitter, my Twitch, Russ's Twitch, and the Commentary Hub Twitch as well. Luke, as you say, Forest against Millwall. Best of luck for that one. Hopefully you can get yourself 3 points on the board this weekend.
Here's hoping.
And I'm at a Stevenage game tomorrow against Sutton United, who of course are flying in League 2 at the minute as well. So the last time I went to a Stevenage game against a team that was top of the league or near top of the league, we lost 4-0. So hopefully it's none of that again.
Here's hoping.
Absolutely. And then I'm there. Got a football week next week. I'm at football Saturday, Tuesday, and then I'm at the Arsenal-Liverpool second leg next Thursday as well. So looking forward to that. But yeah, anyway, enough about that. We're going to end the broadcast there. Thank you for listening. It's ended. Brighton 1, Palace 1. Conor Gallagher giving Crystal Palace the lead, and then Joachim Andersen scoring an unfortunate own goal. Fortunate for Brighton, who missed the penalty in the first half. Had a Neil Maupay goal disallowed in the first half as well. But they did get themselves that all-important equaliser and that goal in the end to salvage a draw. As it was at Selhurst Park in the season earlier on, it's finished 1-1 between these two sides once again. Take care.